everybody, and welcome back to FM23 on the beta save, which is now coming to a bit of an end, isn't it? I think when this video is released, the full game might be out, but we are going to finish the Season 2 of the beta save, and then we're going to start the main save on the channel, and it's been going pretty well-ish, sort of. We had a discussion with the board where they were a bit disappointed with our league standing position. I said, look, we've had some tough games, let's go and wait until we play a few more, and then come back to me if it's still a problem. And they said, yeah, okay. So diving into the schedule, that happened after we got beaten 2-0 by Liverpool, which I think was a bit harsh, according that we hadn't lost a game other than Chelsea, which I think is 2 games we're expected to lose. We hadn't lost a game for over a month, and they came and said it was a bit disappointing. Now, I understand the league table was a bit disappointing, but we lost to Liverpool. They had a word with us. Results other than that have been pretty fine, to be honest. But we beat Leeds 3-1, which sort of got them off our back a little bit, 2 for Hakan Çalhanoğlu, which was good. We had a bonkers game in the group stage of the Europa League. 5-3 it was. We went 2-0 down. We went 2-0 down to Radnički, which is terrible. It was actually 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, all within the first 20 minutes. And then we absolutely stomped them after that. Bruno Guimaraes got another in the 34th. McAllister got a penalty. And Dan Burn scored another one in the 78th minute to make it 5-3. We beat Arsenal 4-2 in a cracking result where, again, first half was rubbish. Second half was just goals galore. It was very strange. We actually changed, as you can see, to a 5-2-3 because after the Liverpool result and the Chelsea result, I was a bit worried that the board would, if we lost that game, the board would be like, oi, get in here, we're going to fire you. So we went a bit more defensive and it worked really well. We drew 2-2 with Southampton, which was very annoying because we were 2-0 up inside 20 minutes. That was very similar to the Brentford game that we played previously, where we were 2-0 up inside 28 minutes and then ended up drawing that one. Just something about the second half. We switch off. Fulham, we went 1-0 down in the 48th minute and then 2 goals, one from Daka, one from Donny Marlon, 2 squad players, getting us out of that one, which was a 2-1 win. And today we're playing Villareal and Aston Villa. But all in all, it's going okay. We're into the European spots, but this table is so congested. I think we're not safe from Tottenham, who are on 19 points, but we're 4 points ahead of Villa in 10th, who we're going to be playing after the Villareal game. We are 1 point off Man United, 2 points off Chelsea, 4 points off Wolves, 4 points off Everton. And what's making this really hard this season is that Arsenal, we're doing better than Arsenal and Tottenham, who would normally be in the top 6. So you take them out, which means we're challenging probably for top 5. But Wolves are up here again. Wolves just look ridiculous in FM. I don't know why they're so good. Everton are challenging this year as well, which is just weird. We've got Leicester and Southampton that are putting pressure on us. So the top 5 or 6 best clubs is now becoming like 9 or 10, sort of similar to real life, I guess. So wasn't FM for that. But yeah, Everton and Wolves, I wouldn't picture them up there. I mean, Everton have won 10, lost 5. They just don't draw games. They either score a load of goals or concede a load of goals. And it's just absolutely bonkers. Man City at the top, though, played 14, won 12, drawn 1, lost 1. And yes, I am fully aware that Man United have a game in hand on us. They may go to 30 points as well, but it's still only 4 points the difference. So that's the league table caught up with. Let's go and play Villareal. So this game against Villareal, there's not actually much riding on it. We've won 5 from 5. We're top of the group with 15 points. They can't catch us. We are going through as group leaders, which means we miss the Champions League teams dropping down that finished 3rd in their groups in the Champions League. So we could actually rest some players for this game. Now, what we've been doing is I've been trying to focus a little bit more around opposition instructions, trying to figure out, because this is still the beta, right? We're still learning about what we want and how we want to use the game. And with the Youth Academy save and the Wrexham save, hopefully both coming concurrently on the channel, with the full release, then one of them is going to be much more focused around tactics. One of them is going to be around buying our way to victory, basically. And the Youth Academy is going to need us to understand what we can do with player instructions, what we can do tactically, how we can exploit other tactics. So quite common, we're coming up against a 4-2-2-1 or a sort of 5 at the back, 3 at the back formation, and I'm struggling to break them down. We recently played... Let's go back a bit. Well, why not? We're just going to have a little bit of a discussion. It might only be one game this episode. Who knows? But in the Fulham game, So Fulham played this 4-2-3-1, similar to us. We played this system, a 4-2-3-1. Fulham played the same, and we really struggled to break them down in the first half. We had to make some changes. We had to watch the highlights, see where we could exploit. And you could see the second half, our XG, sort of expected goals, just absolutely skyrocketed as we went through. Our total was 1.64, so we still scored more than we were expected to score. But it just got better, and we shut them down as well, which really, really helped. And I feel like that's what we're leaning towards now as a channel, as a community. I don't know. I think a lot of you seem to enjoy the more tactical side of things, and you can see there we restrict them to 7 shots, only 2 on target. And it's sort of figuring out that through watching the highlights, what you think you need to change. Now, obviously, that can all go tits up, as it did against Radnički, where we conceded 2 inside 20 minutes and then had to try and figure out very quickly about how to change that. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun way. It's the way I've always wanted to sort of play the game, and I think I have played the game. I've just never really shown it on camera. So let's go and pick our team. I think we will have a little bit of a rotated team in this one. So Nick Pope is going to go in goal. We've got a few people moaning about game time and stuff. Kumbula wants to leave. I'm happy to sell him. We'll just want to buy a new centre back. But I think Joe Gomez has been playing well, but I think we're going to... Well, now Todibo has just come back from a suspension, so he is fully fit. So he's going to play. We'll put Dan Burn in there for now. He can get a little run out because Sven Botman's been playing the left-hand side. So Baku will start at right back. At left back, we'll start Maxwell Cornet. Him and Matt Target have been rotating that left-hand side, so we'll start Cornet in there. We will go in midfield, though. We're going to go for Tielemans and Guimaraes. We're going to see if those two can link up together again. Bruno Guimaraes playing very well at the moment, which I'm happy with. Tonali, he's been a bit of an enigma, Tonali. I mean, sitting in this DM on support, he seems to play really well, but he should be able to do everything and can't, or doesn't perform very well. If we have a look at his form... So, yeah, I mean, like, he had this run here where you could see we were trying him in all sorts of different roles to see what sort of things suited him best. And it was 6.6, 6.5, 6.5, 6.3, 6.4. And then he came back with a 7 as this defensive midfielder on support. That was a defensive midfielder on defend. Defensive midfielder on support against Chelsea, a 7. AZ, 7.7. Against Liverpool, 6.7. Leeds, 6.9. And he seems to have now settled into there again. Arsenal, we put him as a ball-winning midfielder because we changed to the more defensive shape. But, yeah, he seems to be finding his own. But we're going to rest him for this game. Anthony has also recently been suspended, so he can come back into the starting lineup. In behind the strikers, we'll start Alexis McAllister for this one. We'll put... yeah, so Maximin isn't unfit, so we'll start him on the left, and we will start Isak up front, even though Daka is in a good bit of form at the moment. You can see we've got links starting across. Guimaraes and Tielemans have kept that link from last season, which is quite impressive. Tonali on the bench. We'll put Zalewski, Joe Gomez... Botman can go on the bench. Onana definitely on the bench. Let's put Target on there as well. We get loads of subs in this, don't we? Joe Willock, Anderson, Patson Daka. In fact, everyone is going on the bench. And we get some youngsters to call up as well. And at the moment, we've been using Lucas Debole, and Joe Oliver can come in at right back if needs be. And they will get some... we've only got space for one. So let's put Joe Oliver in there. I don't think we need... the fabulously named Scotsman of Lucas Debole. Right. And then, once I've picked the 11, I decide what sort of shape you want to weigh. We are at home to Villareal, but we're going to start on a bit more of the balance mentality. We're not going to focus it through the middle today. We're going to try and keep the ball a little bit more and slow down the tempo, dominate possession, which means we don't need to play in fact, we're going to play a little bit narrower to try and get those close passing ranges all to each other. We'll stick with set pieces because we're doing it well. We'll work the ball into the box and keep the whip crosses for the pace of St. Maximin, Isak and Anthony to potentially get onto. We're going to play it out from the back. We know that. We're going to slow the pace down and try and control the ball. And we're going to go back to holding our shape as well. We could regroup, get into our defensive shape. Yeah, let's get into our defensive shape, but we will counter them actually when we win it back. I think that makes more sense. At the moment, not at the moment, in the last game, because I've been doing this game to game, we played a higher press, but with a standard defensive line. I think we're going to drop that down. We don't need to really go and press Villareal. And we're going to see how they line up. I do think we will trap inside, but in terms of crosses and drop more, maybe, we're going to see see how they do that one. We're going to just give a little bit of support, I think, on the wing. So we're going to mix this up, and we're going to go for have McAllister playing more off Isak and get Anthony and St Maximin dropping back a little bit. I'm sort of thinking we can do that all around the park, really. Let's just keep a bit more of our shape as we're going to drop back and be a bit more defensive in this one. So let's get into the match. We'll be back to go through the lineup. Okay, so we know how we're lining up. Villarreal are going with Taregi in goal, Mandy, Cuenca, Pau Torres, Mayeka, Parejo, Trigores, Malanas, Pino, Morales, and Alec Baina up front. Any big names on the bench? Etienne Capui, Samuel Chukwueze, Gerard Moreno. Looks like they've rotated quite heavily, to be honest. Unai Emery still their manager. Obviously in real life has moved to Aston Villa. That was recently announced, wasn't it? So right, we are already through in this group. So let's go with, we've been on a good run lately. Go out there and impress me. I think that's fine. I do expect to see some solid defensive work. I think midfielders will say we have faith, and in terms of Isak, we're going to single him out on his own, and we're going to say, let's see more of the same from you. And he's composed by that, which is nice to see. You're in much better form than Villareal. Do you have to be wary of complacency? No, it's not. Complacency is not a problem for us. The weather out there is less than ideal. How will it affect you? Look, the weather's the same for both teams. Are you confident? Yes, I am. We're happy with our preparations. Right. I've turned it off again. It's the Europa League anthem. It is cool. It is cool that this kicks in. I still think it should be as the players walk out with this and as the players walk out. But yeah, it's good. It is good. It's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. It is a very nice touch. Here come the players. The referee picks up the ball. Love the purple kit. I've just realised, because I commented last time there was a ref wearing purple, saying, oh, I'm wearing purple as well. I'm wearing green, and I've got a green screen. So if there's a floating head, and I've probably noticed this while I'm editing before this point, but if there is a floating head, I apologise. Let's just turn the desktop audio off again. But yeah, well, I might just be a floating head in the corner, and if I am a floating head, there might not be any face cam in this video today. But anyway, let's get into the game. So 12 minutes in, we've got a free kick. McAllister swings. Oh, it's hit the post or the bar, maybe a save. I'm not too sure. But McAllister is fouled by Trigueros. And I'm looking at us to be a good defensive shape today. That's what I really want from this game. I would take a draw. I would take a clean sheet. I would take a 0-0. We're top of the group already. I want to see us be a little bit more defensively solid. We've given up a few goals recently. And, you know, Villareal are a good team. They're probably, well, the group would suggest that we are a better team than them. But we do need to make sure that we're in a good position here to have a solid defensive shape, as that's a header well over the bar. And in fact, I've just thought of something as well. We don't want Pope to be doing this, do we? We want him to just be a sweeper keeper on defend so that he doesn't come out as far from his goal because he's not the quickest to recover. Now thank you, Mr. Assistant Manager. He's flagging up that people are being pulled out of position, and this, I think, is a slight bug in the game that I've found, because if you tell people to man mark someone, it sort of looks like they get pulled out of the wrong position, because Cornet should not be marking a central midfielder. As our left back, he should be marking their right winger. Baku, again, is the same. He should be marking the left winger, which is correct. So I don't know why some of these are working. And it said that Tielemans was being pulled out of position because he's marking the right midfielder. So we actually want him to mark no one, because they're not playing an attacking midfielder in there. But what we are going to do is we are just going to get Alexis McAllister, and we're going to say, you just sit on Danny Parejo and just try and stop him getting on the ball and dictating things. So the ball is cleared away, and this is the counter-attack we're trying to launch. We have looked defensively solid so far in the fact there's been minimal highlights. Maximin into McAllister, trying to get back to St Maximin over the bar. Oh, Alan St Maximin, or St Maximin, has completed his training and now does not look, he looks for a pass rather than shooting, as we set up quite a while ago. He has completed that, and yeah, hopefully he will now get to those points, run round the back and sort of look for the square pass, which is good. As Cornet comes forward up towards Alexis McAllister, he's going down this side, back to Maxwell Cornet, in towards Alexander Isak. It's a good header, and Tarega with an easy save. Isak interested from Man United in him for a big money move. But yeah, 37 minutes in, we've been a bit lacking in terms of attack, but we have only restricted Villareal to one shot, so defensively we are playing as solid as I was like at the moment. Here is Baku getting it back from, and you can see we're slowing the pace down, just keeping the ball. I'm more interested in keeping the ball and not allowing Villareal to attack. They are sort of not really pressuring us either, as St Maximin can now use his pace to run at the defence. He gets into the area, St Maximin. It's a loose ball. Anthony's there, and his left-footed shot is over the bar. So Anthony has been a little bit not hit or miss. He's been inconsistent. Like, there's been calls for the fans to sign him permanently. There has also been lots of pretty poor, like 6.3 to 6.4 performances from him. He has popped up with a couple of goals here and there as well, so he has been pretty good, and his flair is shown very nicely in the match engine. Here is Alex. It's a deflected shot. Todibo actually gets there in front of Nick Pope, which seemed to be all in control. Okay, let's into the second half. We're going to be a little bit more progressive. So it's been a pretty dull game as two teams are playing quite defensively with nothing to play for. So let's pump it and say if we get the goal, I do think we're favourites to win. We've got Maxwell Cornet looking a bit nervous, so we're just, you're doing well. Keep it up. He looks happy. Isaac is inspired. We've got composed. I'm seeing the benefit as well of let's get our players behind the striker. Let's say you guys have got the ability to make a difference. I do think individual team talks could be the way to go this year in Football Manager. They seem to be pretty good. Right, we're going to just up this to positive, and we're going to say let's just play at a slightly increased tempo and see if it makes a difference into the second half. I feel like defensively the shape we've got is good. People are doing their duties fine, although McAllister has literally just passed the ball straight to Jeremy on the right-hand side of Villareal, but Maxwell Cornet wins it back to start us off in the second half, which is good. Yeah, they've had an XG of 0.08, so they really haven't been threatening in this game, as Isaac picks up an injury there, and that could be a second yellow, and it is for Asaya Mandi, and Etienne Capoue is going to come on for him, and now we really should. Okay, they've gone really, really narrow. So what we're going to do now is we're going to drop Alexis McAllister back. We are going to say you guys are going to be much more attacking. Let's really utilise the wings that we've got here now because they are playing so narrow. So again, now we go wide. We go very, very wide. We're going to focus the play down the wings. We're going to up our... I sort of want that to go a bit more... slightly... Do I want to go slightly more direct to try and get the ball out to the wings quickly? No, we'll leave it on slightly shorter. But we are going to tell the goalkeeper to now go off to the flanks. And we will... Can you do two? No, I don't know if to throw it. We'll let him choose. We'll let the goalkeeper choose because he's got good distribution. No, it's Nick Pope. Nick Pope needs to throw it. He's not Onana. Nick Pope needs to throw it. His kicking is terrible. But yeah, we might bring some subs on now that we can be a little bit more pragmatic in our approach because them going down to 10 should give us the impotence to make, a bit more inroads here. We could go attacking as well, but I don't feel like that's necessary at the moment. So they've put a ball over the top, easily covered by Todibo, who is on that yellow card. So we'll just tell him to ease off his tackles. Baku up to Bruno. Here is Maxwell Cornet, who is now getting forward a lot more. St Maximin into the area. St Maximin shoots. He's meant to be looking for the pass, but it was a good little effort. And that first highlight suggests that we're going to be in a pretty good position here to take advantage of the 10 men of Villareal. Great rob from St Maximin there into Anthony. He was looking for Alexis McAllister. And it couldn't get it through. Good rob from Tielemans, though. St Maximin looking forward. Anthony with a shot just past the post as Danjuma is going to come on for Jeremy Pino. And they're sort of mixing up between putting one out to the left and through the middle. But, yeah, generally, we're playing well. We could probably pressure them a little bit more as well, given they've only got 10 men. But Cornet does that. Anyway, ball through. And Cuenca clears up to Todibo. Here is Baku. Baku runs down the right-hand side. Ball across. Cleared away. Bruno keeps it alive. Isaac can't turn. Shot loops over the bar after a deflection. And I'm just thinking now, what can we do to take advantage? So Anthony, having a poor game. We'll bring the youngster Anderson on. He's not had too much game time. Let's give Patson Dakra a run out as well as an advance forward. Get him to sit on the last man. And Dan Byrne having a bit of a stinker. So let's bring on Sven Botman just to make sure his match fitness keeps up. I'm sort of thinking, do we ask for players to go on the overlap as well and try and get... Let's go underlap. We're going to focus the ball on the width. We want people to sort of really max out as many people as we can get into into attacking areas. So the underlap should be the better sort of scenario here. Now, Sven Botman might have a chance here to score with his first touch from the corner, although St Maximin will have to wait. No one's in position, that's why there wasn't really a highlight. Baku with a throw into Anderson, back to Baku, in it goes. Cuenca heads it away. Maxwell Cornet's there. Todibo just one man back, but they're not really having too much of an outlet, is Villareal. Botman with a good tackle. Lays it back to Todibo, who still is encouraged to bring the ball forward like this. Lays it into Anderson. Anderson could have gone down for a penalty. Ball across. Oh, if that had found St Maximin, it was an open goal. But good defending. Cleared away. Bruno. Out to Maxwell Cornet. As you can see, we're trying to keep the width. I'm even going to encourage, I think. Great shot. What an effort. Yuri Tielemans with a fantastic strike from outside the box. And Villareal have been defending well. But it took something special to beat the 10 men with 20 minutes to go. But you can see there, we were getting people forward. We were getting people forward with the underlap. It encouraged Bruno and Tielemans forward. Great hit from the captain for the day, Yuri Tielemans. And yeah, what lovely stuff. 1-0. So what we're going to do is we're just going to say, you guys can drop back again onto support. But you're already on stay wider, which is good. We're actually going to encourage these guys to hold the width and then run in a little bit later as well when they get the ball, just to stretch this Villareal team, who look like they have now gone back to playing with a left winger, as Trigoris does look for Danjuma. We could, in fact, ask Baku to generally not attack at all if that's how they're going to play. But ball into Daka. He scored with a header from outside the penalty box. It's going to be brought back. Is it offside? The linesman doesn't have his flag up, which I think is the tell to say that it's onside. So that could be 2-0 quickly, and it is. Patson Daka, lovely stuff. And yeah, just like that, we turn it around. And I do think the tactics that we've changed have made a difference. Maxwell Cornet, just a lovely ball. And the keeper's had a shocker. The keeper's had an absolute shocker. And the substitutes have helped. We're making a good difference. We are playing very well indeed. Now, we could look to rest some players and get some fresh legs on. McAllister, free kick round the wall. Great save from Tarenga. With 10 minutes to go, you know what we're going to do? We're going to bring on Joe Oliver for Baku on the right back position. Get the youngster on. I think I called him Oliver James, James Oliver, Jamie Oliver, and Oliver Jamie. His name is Joe Oliver. That's what his name is. Bruno! Oh, just past the post again. But you can see, we've upped the attack. We've upped the positional sort of changes. We're doing really well, and I need to cough. So, corner ball, after I clear my throat there, McAllister whips it in towards the back post. Botman just sort of was waiting for it to land on his head. He didn't even jump. Tielemans, McAllister onto the right foot. Good save again from Tarenga, who has done well. Right, Botman, we don't want you getting sent off either, so you can ease off your tackles as McAllister will swing this one in. Sven Botman with a great header. Tarenga with another good save again. So let's just quickly... we've got one last sub to make. We could... Sven Botman came on, didn't he? Yeah. So who shall we give some rest to? Let's rest St Maximin. We'll give Zalewski a run out on that side. A good performance from Alan St Maximin for sure. Yeah, lovely stuff. And it's looking a very convincing win. You know, as I said, I would have been happy with a 0-0. As soon as they got the man sent off, we looked where we could exploit the tactic, and I think we've done that very, very well. As Trigeros looks over the top. Great header from Todibo at the back. Danjuma is still there. But yeah, that's the whole point, I think, of the beta. You're learning what works, what doesn't, as Alex's shot from way out is terrible. I'm expecting Nick Pope to save that if it's on target. But yeah, we were defensively solid in the first half. We changed it in the second half to go more attacking and see what we could exploit a little bit more. And then when they went down to 10 men, we really pushed on the pressure to try and exploit as Todibo. That ball-playing defender on run with ball, if you can get a person with the right attributes to do it, it is very, very good. And I think in the January... that's what we're going to look for. We're going to look for a left-footed ball-playing defender that can dribble so that he can do the same potentially on the other side. And I think that's going to give us an added dimension to our team for the second half of the season. So if there's anybody that you think we could look at who's left-footed and can do that, then please do let me know, as Jamie Joe Oliver puts it out for a throw. And that is full time. And that is a delightful win that I'm very, very happy with. And if this is the sort of stuff that you've enjoyed in my videos, please do leave a like, subscribe, let me know in the comments below, because this is what the youth save is going to be more focused on. It's going to be tactics. How can we exploit what the AI is doing? I mean, look at that in terms of how much we improved again in the second half, looking at what we could do. Yes, they got a man sent off early on, but it's up to us to then exploit that as well. So hopefully you do enjoy this sort of stuff. Yeah, I really hope you do. I am going to make it just a one-off game today in the episode because I do want to progress this because, as I said, by the time this comes out, because I don't really upload on weekends, I might shift the uploading so that these come out on the weekend, but I want to get stuck into those big games or the long-term save as soon as I can to the game coming out full. So anyway, there are a few better things being in the middle of a club where morale is this high. How long can you contribute to maintain that? Look, good times stay good when they become lasting foundations. That's what I'll be seeking to achieve. I'm very happy we did everything we set out to. How pleased, Mr. B, to see your side. Didn't let Villareal get a single shot on target. That is foundations again. We're all talking about foundations. We topped the group, 6 wins from 6, 18 points. Absolutely banging that one. We get another 500,000. Bruno Guimaraes on form, 26 tackles he won in that. We've got to say well done for that. Put your arm around. Your tackling was spot on. I'm a little surprised by your praise. I think I played better. I just wanted to I'm glad you think you can do better. I appreciate the sentiment. We'll make that up to him by keeping his morale high with something else. Right, lovely stuff. The assistant can go and do that one. Right, I think we'll be back for potentially the end of January. As I said, I do want to progress through this second season and finish it off to see where we get to. So yeah, we'll probably come back for the 31st on deadline day with Crystal Palace as well. So which gives us a month and a half through this very, very big or full-on festive season. And then, yeah, we'll be back around here somewhere. As you can see, we've still got quite a lot of games to go. And we're progressing in the Europa League as well. So hopefully, if we come back any earlier, I've been sacked, basically. So yeah, we'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching. Please do leave your like, leave your comments. I do respond and react to every single comment that is left on all of my videos. So if you like interaction with the content creator, I'm your man. Discord links below, Twitch is below. There's Patreon down there as well, although I'm not expecting anyone to donate anything because this is just a hobby for me. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.